What's going on, everyone? We are back spilling tea with Chris G, and tonight we're going over Basketball Wives LA. There is a lot to talk about. I'm going to be going over my top five highlights, and I'm going to go ahead and spill some tea for you guys at the end. So let's go ahead and get started. So, for my first highlight of the night, it is Shaunie versus Brandi, where they're still sitting down in their meeting from the last episode until now. They're still at this table trying to resolve their issues. Really quick, Brandi's little hairs at the top of her lace front was distracting. They were like kind of like they were distracting me. But anyways, so Shaunie basically was like, we don't have any history together, so I don't see a reason why I need to mend a relationship with you. We're never going to be friends, and we're never going to be BFFs. Um, Brandi felt like she was being disrespected still by Shaunie. And then Duffy, I was shocked because Duffy had jumped into it, and Duffy was like, I ain't scared of none of y'all. I ain't scared. I ain't scared. She jumped into it and told Shaunie, Brandi put her pride to the side to sit down with you and talk about the situation, and you're making her feel like nothing. And Shaunie is like, nothing's going to get resolved from this conversation. We don't have to be around each other, and basically I'm done with it. So nothing got resolved. They agreed to disagree, and I feel like Brandi knows that Shaunie's the executive producer, and she really doesn't have any firing power. So Brandi is like talking all this mess, but the network could get tired of it and put you off too. So you got to pick your poison. On to my second highlight. So Tammy, Jackie, and Shaunie had all sat down for lunch just to kind of go over the whole sit down with Brandi, Malaysia, and Duffy, talking about the beef between Brandi and Shaunie. And Shaunie felt like nothing was resolved from it. It really wasn't. They kind of agreed to disagree. Shaunie was also asking the ladies, did they notice Duffy? And Duffy at the sit down was saying that Brandi put her pride to the side, and Duffy felt like Shaunie was making Brandi feel like nothing. And Duffy was kind of getting a little emotional. I almost thought Duffy was about to start crying, but she kind of got emotional talking about her sister. So Jackie was talking about how she did catch that, but basically Shaunie feels like nothing was resolved from the situation. They tried, but nothing really happened. So I really do think that Shaunie and Brandi just have to sit down one on one to try to resolve their issues. While Brandi and Duffy had sat down separately at dinner, and they were also talking about the situation between Shaunie and Brandi and the whole sit down that they had. And Duffy, she kind of doesn't. I think she understands, but she doesn't understand the whole situation between Shaunie and Brandi. But Brandi was saying, Shaunie's husband was very powerful in the NBA, and she's used to people just basically bowing down to her. But I personally don't feel that way. I just think that sometimes people just don't get along like that. So but they are going to plan a ski trip to Big Bear, so that should be a fun trip, and just kind of get all that drama out the way, and maybe some people could sit down and talk in a more peaceful setting. Anyway, on to my third highlight. So Tammy and Malaysia had met up. They were just talking about the little sit down or whatever between Shaunie and Brandi. And Malaysia had brought up to Tammy that they're going to plan a girl ski trip. So Malaysia was like, you bring your chicks, I bring my chicks, we'll be chicks together. And at first, Tammy was hesitant because of a ski trip with her ex husband in the Poconos. And how he pushed her and she fell, skis was going everywhere. So she wasn't really sure if she wanted to do that. But Malaysia was like, come on, girl. So she convinced her, and that's basically how everyone got convinced to join the ski trip. So Angel Brinks had also met up with Brandi, and Brandi had invited Angel Brinks, and Angel Brinks was like, "Can I even bring Angel Love?" And of course, Brandi was hesitant because of the past few run-ins between Brandi and Angel Love, but Malaysia said, everyone, I'm inviting, even the angels can come. So everyone did come to the ski trip. On to my fourth highlight. So the ladies are on a ski trip. Duffy, Malaysia, Brandi, and Jackie all pull up to the house first, and everyone pick their bedrooms. Jackie, of course, always gets stuck with the worst room. Her room had the two bunk beds in it, while everyone else kind of picked their cream of the crop rooms. They all had went downstairs and started doing shots, and Jackie was like, okay, there's four more women coming. Where are they all going to sleep? And it's only a 4-bedroom house. And Malaysia said, well, there is a table that pulls out into a lovely pull-out couch for the ladies. So Malaysia, she throwing a little bit of shade, but Angel B and Angel L had finally showed up. Tammy and Shaunie had pulled up later. But when the ladies had came in, Angel Love had to start it off already with some fireworks. They were basically all in Jackie's room. The Angels, Jackie, Malaysia, Brandi, and Duffy. And Angel Love asked Malaysia, "You pulled up, were you just pulling up for me? And why did you do that?" And Malaysia was like, I felt like my friend was being attacked, and it wasn't just for you, it was basically for whoever. So Angel Love, they're going back and forth. Angel Love's like, you embarrassed yourself pulling up like that. And Malaysia's, was telling her, I'm ride or die for my friends no matter what. If I felt like Brandi was being attacked, I was going to pull up. I don't care how tacky it looked. So they were kind of going back and forth. And then they finally both agreed that they were ride or die for their friends. And their beef seemed to be squashed. It seemed to be. But Angel Love, she likes to bring up things. She also likes to spark some fire and put a little drama in the air along with the ladies. So she's definitely running with the best of them for her first season being on the show. So on to my fifth highlight. So as I said in my fourth highlight, Tammy and Shaunie had joined the rest of the ladies. They all were sitting down at the table talking, at the dinner table eating. And Brandi and Shaunie had stepped outside because Tammy thought it was a good idea that this would be a good time to have a one-on-one sit down. So both ladies went outside, and Brandi did apologize because she said she had some faults in this situation, and Shaunie also apologized. So they came to an agreement to hug it out and just resolve the issue. So the issue seems resolved as of now. The next issue, though, that started was Angel Love, Angel Brinks, and Jackie were all sitting in a room, and they were still talking about this whole Malaysia pulling up situation. So I thought it was resolved earlier, but they brought it back up, and Angel Brinks still feels a certain way with Malaysia, but she wanted to talk about it in private. So Duffy had came upstairs and was asking Jackie, was she changing? She was, just asking her questions, and Jackie was like, or Duffy asked Jackie what they were talking about, and Jackie said, well, we're basically talking about this whole pull-up situation. So Duffy asked Angel Brinks, she goes, you still feel a certain way about it? And Angel Brinks was like, yeah, but I kind of wanted to do it in private. And Duffy's like, no, let's do it right now. So Duffy calls Malaysia in, and Angel Brinks said, I kind of felt a way about the situation of you pulling up to my party. And so Malaysia, she said, well, I apologize. It was wrong. I'm a grown woman and I shouldn't have done that. So Angel Love, still, here she come again. Well, do you feel like you embarrassed yourself? I'm just like, when you just talking about this earlier? So Angel Love and Malaysia get back into it again, and Duffy had jumped in and said, you need to stop because you're trying to put her down for defending her friend. And Angel Love is like, I'm gonna come after you. I would come after you. I would come after you. I would come after her. I would come after anybody who messed with my friend. You know, so it was, they were going back at it again. So I'm sure that the next episode will go ahead and continue with the Angel Love drama against Malaysia, Duffy, and now Brandi. So we'll have to stay tuned for next Sunday. But anyways, let me go ahead and start spilling that hot tea for you guys. Let's get started. So Tammy's daughter, Jazz Anderson, had performed on Music Matters for BET. She had performed alongside with Cardi B, D Will, and other artists as well. So congratulations to her. Malaysia was just here in my city, Las Vegas. She was at the Bedroom Glam Expo, where she was showcasing her bedroom sets. And Doug Christie had got a chance to hang out with Angel Brink's son to go ahead and lift his self esteem up. So good for you guys as well. Anyways, that is it for tonight. Please make sure you guys subscribe. I will be back next week with more Basketball Wives LA. Have a good night.